Morning, guys. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Do you have any doubts on our previous sessions? Yeah. Any doubt on any of the lectures earlier we had? So I had to leave the session on that day abruptly. Can you hear me? Yeah. Just type S if you can hear. Am I audible? Okay. So, do you have any clarifications or any doubts in general as far as current affairs or preparation for civil services? Okay. Others? Yeah. Others, no doubt. Nothing. Okay. What was the topic which we were discussing? Do you have any idea what the topic which we were discussing last time? Yeah. Or at least what we have discussed. Do you have any idea what we have discussed? World War Three. Okay, you're saying about the history. Okay, fine. I'm talking about World War Three, the Ukraine crisis you're talking about. No, current affairs. What was the current affairs which we were discussing? It's nothing you have forgotten. Yeah, have you forgotten? We were talking about defense, security related aspects. We just started, right? Yes or no? Guys, there are 8 students, I think 8 people or 7. Can you tell me like 5 or 6 or 7 topics which we discussed in current affairs? Immediately, at least each one tell me one topic. What we discussed, I'm not asking about what we have discussed, the entire episode or entire current affairs. At least tell me the topic which we were discussing. Yeah, yes or no? Just tell me one topic, each one tell me one topic, what we have discussed. Okay, dam, okay, act related to dam, okay. Anything else we have discussed? Some articles of the newspaper, fine. Anything else? Others? So at least if you tell me the topic, I understand that something has reached you. Okay. Are you making note of the things? At least some important aspects are you noting down? Yes. Okay. Anyway, you're okay. Now, was there any interruption here? Was there disturbance? Now, the video stopped for some time, right? Okay, net, it got resolved. Suddenly stopped for some time. Okay, guys, now okay, right? Okay, right. Let us discuss defense exports aspect. Now we are seeing how things are happening between Russia and Ukraine, and how things are getting out of control. We can discuss these things once this episode completes. Now you need not focus too much on what is happening in the current affairs, because it will consume a lot of your time. So it is always better just to lend your ears, observe what is going on, and at the end, once that event completes, we can work out what is good for you as far as exam is concerned, which will or which may appear for your exam, which may not appear for your exam. Yeah. Now there was one thing called Brahmos. Have you heard about this Brahmos? BRAHMOS. Brahmos. Yeah. Brahmos. How many of you have heard Brahmos? What is it? What is Brahmos? Yeah, what it is? A long range, a missile it is. Hello? Hello? Net connection or a problem? No, it's not. Yeah. Okay. 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 Can you hear now? Am I audible? Yeah, there was some internet connection problem. Yeah, there was internet connection problem. Okay. I was talking about Brahmos. Yeah, there's a problem with the online classes. We'll have one problem or the other always coming in. See, this is very, very important. Sure, short question for your prelims and mains. For both, you're sure to get a question related to this, which we are going to discuss. So be attentive. There was a deal. Philippines signed a 375 million US dollar deal. That number is not important, 375 million US dollars. But there is a deal, defense deal between Philippines and India. For what? What is that deal? This deal is to purchase BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. I'm typing something. If you can see what I'm typing, you just say yes. Supersonic cruise. Can you see what I typed? Just say yes or no. Okay, you cannot see. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. BrahMos, BrahMos. BrahMos. Have you heard that one? That word? BrahMos. BrahMos. Have you heard about that word? You tell me yes or no. If you have heard that word, that sound, yes. What is that BrahMos? Okay, can you see someone typed yes, sir? Can all of you see that message? Someone typed yes. You okay? Fine. Okay. We'll see. For next time, we'll check the problem. But BrahMos, what is BrahMos? What is BrahMos? Is it something which you are talking about Brahma, God, or anything, any other thing? What do you understand by BrahMos? Whatever comes to your mind, you tell. Yeah, it is a missile. Missile. Missiles you have heard, right? What is missile? You might have. Now, can you see the message? Now, can you see I typed missile? Okay, anyway, fine. I'll just say, afterwards we'll ask them. I'll tell you, it's BrahMos is a missile. This missile is, it has got unique features. That is the reason we moved from the stage of arms buyers. We used to buy arms, or rather wholesale buyers. Okay, fine, no problem. We'll get it resolved after that. That's already time is wasted. We'll see. From the next class, I'll ask the technician to take care of it. Yeah. I'll make sure that you understand. I will make sure that you understand whatever word I'm saying. Yeah. This BrahMos is a supersonic missile. What is supersonic? What do you understand by supersonic? Supersonic means the speed which is higher than the sound. The sound, what we hear, the noise which is made, it has got some sort of speed, the speed with which the sound reaches. Clear? When we say supersonic, if this missile is supersonic, that means this missile is capable of traveling faster than the sound. The sound travels at some speed. Let us say x is the speed. When we say a missile is supersonic, it is the speed of this missile is x plus something. Clear? Is this point clear? If it is clear, say yes. Yes or no? Yes. There is subsonic, subcategories, subsonic. When we say subsonic, that missile, subsonic missiles or subsonic speed, that is something which is lower than the speed of the sound. This BrahMos missile is, or it travels faster than the sound travels. So we call this BrahMos missile as supersonic missile. Clear? Is it clear? The next, it is a cruise missile, C-R-U-I-S-E, cruise missile. See, in your science and technology, if you go through the static portion, you will understand the difference between a ballistic missile, cruise missiles. You will have ballistic missiles which will go like this and come like this, ballistic. Cruise, they travel this way, parallel. Yeah, in ballistic, they use gravitational pull to bring it down. But cruise missiles, the gravitational pull will not be of any help in this, in its moving, in cruise missiles. It goes parallel. So you find when you watch TV, you find some missiles going this way and falling like this. Some drop parallel. The cruise missiles generally go this way. So BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile. And there is one word called Mach, M-A-C-H, Mach. Mach. Okay, what is Mach? Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3, Mach 4, M-A-C-H, Mach. MACH Mach. It is equal to the sound, the speed equals to the sound. When we say it travels at the speed of Mach 1. Let us say the speed of BrahMos is Mach 2.8. That means it travels at the rate 2.8 times faster than this sound. Clear? Do you get? It is measured 1 time, 2 times, 3 times of the speed, 4 times of the speed. Instead of saying 4 times of the speed, they say 4 Mach. 4 Mach means 4 times of the speed. Just understand that one. You need not do any calculations on that. But if that word comes in your exam, you should be in a position to understand. Mach 4 is 4 times the speed of the sound this missile travels. So right now, what is there in the market is 2.5 Mach, 2.8, I believe. They keep on improving, and it may go to 3 or 4 or 5, or it may even go to 6 or 7 times 7 Mach. 7 Mach means 7 times the speed of the sound. That's this is one of the greatness about this BrahMos missile. And more than defense, even the economy aspect comes into the picture. There is a sale happening. There is a country which is buying from us. And if one country starts buying, this Philippines, we had already an agreement. And other countries also, there are other countries which are planning to buy from us. The countries like Vietnam, United Arab Emirates, and there are so many other countries also slightly showing the interest to purchase these missiles, BrahMos, from us. So you must see the defense aspect and the economic aspect of this one. And it is a trend setting. For the first time, we are moving or we are selling such a high-end product, and in that the transaction is happening at that level. Yeah, I'll come back to that. We will see. It is so when I give some facts, maybe within 2-3 minutes I'll give those facts. Yeah, in fact, BrahMos is a combination of Russian and Indian. Yeah, okay, since it has come, I'll give you some details. It's a joint collaboration of India and Russia. It is not India alone who is working on this project. We are in collaboration with Russia, we are doing. And now again, it becomes all the more important in the backdrop of Russia waging a war against Ukraine, and internationally US helping this Ukraine, at least to some extent. All these things make this topic all the more important for the examiner. Okay, and I've told you it's a deal between Philippines and India. And then this from India, it is DRDO, which is collaborating. It's a Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. And from Russia side, it is Machino-Stoyenia, NPO, Machino-Stoyenia. Okay, if you want, I can give you some inputs here and there, some some important questions or the stuff. Or I told you it is there available even in my app. That's Android app. Some people are asking, is it not available? It's there. I'll be giving some free content. You can check there, refer there. Some important, all this important information I do provide there. Yeah, IAS viewpoint. That can, you can find all these minute details that is to be remembered. Yeah. Now I concentrate more of analytical point, analytical view where the question may be asked for prelims and mains. Additional information we do provide. Yeah. I can give you also, I can prepare some 10 or 15 page notes. Afterwards, later on, I can provide you guys. Fine. This is one important information. Collaboration between India and Russia. From Indian side, DRDO. From Russian side, NPO, Machino Stoyania, STO, Sto, YENIA, Stoyania, Stoyania, Machino, machine, you remember, MASHINO, Machino, Sto, 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 Stoyania. YENIA, NPO, Machino, Stoyonia, and from outside, DRDO. Both collaborated and went for BrahMos. Actually, BrahMos stand for, or how they came to that name is Brahmaputra, river Brahmaputra. From river Brahmaputra, they have taken the name, first four letters, BRA, Bra, and Moskova River, MOSKVA, Moskova River in Russia, MOSKVA, Moskova River. So from Moscow, they have taken three letters, MOS. From Brahmaputra, they have taken four letters, BRH, BrahMos. Then they named this missile name as BrahMos. Now you understand, Muhammad. It's the combination of both Russia and India collaborations. Clear? And another point you must remember, it is not an extra information. It is a two-stage missile. Okay, it's a two-stage missile. Solid propellant in the first stage, liquid ramjet at the second stage. What is propellant? Propellant is propelling, something which moves forward, propelling, which pushes forward. Clear? That's propeller. We need some fuel to propel, to push the engine or machine or whatever. Propel. Here, this BrahMos uses liquid as well as solid. In the first stage, the solid fuel is used. The second stage, liquid. With the help of this liquid second stage, the ramjet engine, the ramjet, RAMJ. It's actually, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, Russia's collaboration. Ramjet engine is in collaboration with Russia. The first one is our collaboration. And one more point you should remember here is when the fuel is or propellant is liquid, there is something to be controlled. Some controlling can be done from our end, from the scientist point of view. When the fuel is liquid, nothing can be controlled. Once it is burnt, that's it, everything will be burnt, fuel will be burnt. If there is any kind of modification, that can be done at a liquid stage. When the fuel is liquid, some kind of controlling changes can be done. Clear? And first stage is solid, the second stage propellant is liquid with that ramjet engine. And one more thing you must remember is this one is fire and forget principle. It works on the principle of fire and forget. What is fire and forget? What do you understand by fire and forget? By the way, is it becoming hectic, very tough? I'm trying to be as simple as slow because this science and technology, current affairs, some people may not find it very comfortable. That's why I'm going at a reasonable pace. What do you mean by fire and forget? So fire, shoot and forget, right? So when the missile is launched, you fix a destination, a target. That's the target, and start. Suppose Russia is using a fire and forget missile. Let's say not BrahMos, something else. If that missile is fire and forget mode operation, once it is fired, destination is fixed. That's it. It will not come back, and rarely some changes can be done. Clear? It's once you have shot, it is like a bullet coming out from the gun. Fire and forget. Shoot, and it will not come. The bullet will not come back. Yeah, it's not like a launching or launch pad. That's one thing. Initially, this is also not an additional information. You must remember, it was the range used to be 290 kilometers. The missile range, it would reach 290 kilometers target. Now, earlier, India was not part of this MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. What is Missile Technology Control Regime? What do you mean by Missile Technology Control Regime? It is not a treaty. When it is treaty, the rules and regulations will be there. You have to, or the countries which are there, which are taking part in the treaty, have to abide by certain guidelines, certain regulations, certain bylaws. There are stipulated laws, or there are stipulated guidelines that have to be followed if you sign a treaty. It is formal organization. When it is informal, like this MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, it is an informal or rather intergovernmental organization, right? This organization, our India entered in 2016. So they have some benefits and advantages by being or by joining this control regime. Basically, they will have more support and they will get more, they will have more responsibilities. It is working on the principles of more rights as well as responsibilities. Yeah, if you know that much, that should be fine. What MCTR, Missile Control Regime, it's Missile Technology Control Regime, MTCR. Because it joined, India joined this regime in 2016. Now, I think probably they can go up to 450 kilometers range. Earlier, what is the range of this BrahMos? 290, this missile range. Because there will be some restrictions. Earlier, we were not part of that. When we are part of that, we will have to abide by certain rules. We need to control them. We need to use only when and where it is required. We should not be using it. We should not be proliferating or spreading too much. Some sort of, that is not very important. Just understand there is some kind of a regime, a controlling regime, missile technology control regime. If we enter that at one stage, of this process of this journey of BrahMos. That was in 2016. From there on, we increased this range from 290 kilometers, which was, though we had capabilities to increase, it was capped, it was held, or it was put a cap or stopped at 290 only. Now moved to 450. Probably they may go to 600 at later stages. Yes, BrahMos is a nuclear missile capable. Yes, it can deliver all sorts of warheads. It can deliver. It can be delivered from the land, from air, from sea, from subsea, submarines also. From there also we can use BrahMos. That is also the beauty of it. Yeah, it has got beautiful features. It can be delivered from anywhere, from air, from land, from sea, from subsea, submarines, and it has got very good speed, maneuverability, and it is said it just doesn't come in this straight line. It can come like wavy or snake gliding, or I think I don't remember exactly. It's not very important, but still, I think it was said some 7 ways it can reach. It is how the one who is launching, who decides what way he wants this to reach. Okay, this additional information. It can go this way, this gliding like a snake, different ways it can move. So it becomes very difficult for the enemy nation or the other side to track the missile, to identify the missile. That is also one of the beauty of this BrahMos. Clear? This is about BrahMos in particular, and I will tell few names. You must remember them. Okay, fine. Good. What are the other countries which have got supersonic missiles which are similar to BrahMos? Let us talk about China. Chinese HD-1, HHD, H as in Hyderabad, D as in development, HD-1, SD-1 supersonic missile. Okay, that is China has got, you must remember this name, HD-1 supersonic missile. And one unique feature, this HD-1. What do you mean by unique feature? A special feature. It takes less fuel than all of the competitors. All the others who have got a similar supersonic missile, they also give the fuel. But the fuel taken by this SD-1 is comparatively very less, or not comparatively less. So what happens? Comparatively, this SD-1 is lighter than all the other competitors. Understand? It will not be, if the less fuel is taken, the weight will be less. So when it is less, it can grow or go faster. It will have double advantage. The fuel is less, it will be lightweight, and it will travel faster. Yeah, and this tomahawk, that's about Chinese. United States has got one tomahawk, T-O-M-O, T-O-M-A, tomahawk, H-A-W-K, hawk. Tomahawk is a missile similar to this, clear, but the speed is not in the market. Its speed is it hardly reaches to the supersonic. It's not even, it's considered as subsonic. I think they are planning for moving ahead, but at this stage it is still a subsonic. But its range is very high. It can go precisely around 1,000 miles target. It can strike or hit target or destination which is as far as 1,000 miles. Yeah, that is the speciality of this. The next one, Israel also has got that also to be considered. It is sea breaker. Israel has got similar, if he has a missile similar to this, it's sea breaker, and it is the Russia has got P-800 or Yak-Hunt. P-800 Onyx, O-N-I-K-S, Onyx, P-800 Onyx, O-N-I-K-S, Onyx, slash or. It is also known with another name. It is Yak-Hunt, Y-A-K-H-O-N-T, Yak-Hunt. P-800 Onyx or Yak, Y-A-K-H-O-N-T, Yak-Hunt. Clear? You need not know much about them in detail because BrahMos itself is not very important in general, but I'm discussing these things because this makes very important in the light of, although it is, I think we have started long back this project, but why we consider, I don't remember exact year, it's a long back where we started. Why I decided to discuss is in the light of this sale taking place. It's beautiful thing happening to India, and it is one of the greater things. And there is a war going on, and the backdrop we have a relation with Russia, especially while this as far as this BrahMos is concerned. So it's important. And another aspect also I'll discuss in a short while. That's why I decided. So in that backdrop, the question may be pulling out the odd man, which is not in line with BrahMos, and he may ask, give these names, HD1 or Seabreaker, P800 Onyx, these things, or these may be asked in prelims. Just in general, rough idea. You need not go through or understand in depth. Just know that even others have got missiles or something of this sort and those names. That should be fine. Clear? Okay. And in 2000, India, we had a draft. So defense procurement and export promotion policy. Yeah, defense procurement and export promotion policy. What is the purpose of this defense procurement and export promotion policy? This also becomes or current affair or important. Although it was a draft of 2020, what is their vision? They want to give enough importance to this make in India. They want to make so many things in India. That's the purpose behind make in India. The next one, they want to export defense related items. They want to earn foreign currency through exports of defense. And they want to have some share in exports of defense. That is uh, the purpose of promoting this policy, defense procurement and export promotion policy. And they have a target. What is their target actually? 1,75,000 crores, including 35,000 crores in aerospace and defense goods and services by 2025. Understand? These figures, numbers look very big in Indian currency. In US dollars, it's $25 billion turnover. That means, just understand, they want to increase the turnover and these exports, and special importance is given for aerospace and defense goods and services. Aerospace and defense goods and services. And out of this 25 billion US dollars, 5 billion US dollars should be from aerospace, defense services, and defense goods. Yeah. So this point you must remember 5 billion. Even if you don't remember the numbers, at least keep this in mind. They want to increase the exports in defense. That's the main point. And they want to reduce dependence on imports. When you reduce the imports, when the imports go down, people start increasing the production in India. See, if there are imports going down automatically, local manufacturing, local production, make in India gets increased. When it gets increased, the economy gets boosted. That was also one of the purpose behind this policy, one of the main objectives. And as we have discussed, it wants to be in the global defense chain, in the global defense market. It wants to have a share. It wants to capture, India wants to capture the global defense market. It wants to be a part of this export system, sales system of defense. That is one of the primary purposes. Yeah. And it wants to provide ambience for research and development, export. It wants to facilitate as much as possible for the research and development, for the export, for the Make in India, and rewarding the innovation. All these things, it wants to do it through this policy. And remember that India at this point in time, we are exporting to around 75 countries. We have a defense exports to more than 75 countries. Then why are we discussing only that deal? The deal is very, very specific. Clear? Philippines deal of 375 million US dollars. That is a class apart. There's so many exports, small, big, medium. This is a set apart, Ramos export. Yeah. Okay, as you've seen, like protection vehicles, lightweight, these weapons, radars, all small things we export to around 75 countries. If we together club the last 7 years exports, it's almost 38,500 crores, or it may go, or it might have gone. The latest figures have not come, but it may go up to, just keep that figure in mind, around 40,000 crores. 40,000 crores in the last couple of years together, 7 to 8 years if we take. Yeah, to be precise, it's 38,500 for the last 7 years. Okay, and is this clear? Any doubt so far, guys? If you have any doubt, I'll clarify, otherwise we'll move. Clear? Others? Yeah. Fine, right? Anyone who is finding difficulties or problems in following? Yeah, they start. That is not important. How many BrahMos missiles we have in the store, and they don't even reveal this data. Clear? They will not be asking this question in exams, and we will even whatever we know. See, the security data is not generally revealed. Yeah, we have the production, we have the different stages. We will have, even whatever we get may not be the clear data, and that will not be asked in the exam, don't worry. Yeah. Others? Clear? Only one or two people responding.
क्लास कर रही क्या कर
Yes.
रही रख गया शर्मा सुन रही हूँ खाली देखो कितना गर्म होगा इधर पे रख गया स्पीकर तो बस सुन रहा था सुन रही हूँ ना लिखा है कुछ भी खाली बोल रहे करंट का तो अगर नहीं घर का सो जाओ ना हमने घर का ले लेना
Okay. Okay, can you hear? Okay, now let us see. So no doubt or no doubt? If you don't have doubt, we will move ahead. No, but the problem is, when you don't ask any questions, I'm not seeing you, I'm not able to see you. So I get doubt, are you listening? Are you following? So if you're not asking, or if you're not getting doubt, there is some doubt for me. Are you really following? Are you able to understand? Because the time should not be wasted. Either my time or your time, or no, it should not be wasted. Even you spend 10 minutes or 20 minutes, that should be of some help. Clear? If you are not clear at any point in time, you may ask me. Any doubt? General doubt? Okay. See, another aspect is the defense sector as a whole, and government wants to increase the exports, defense exports. What exactly are the reforms or the steps which the government is planning to do or carry out? What are those steps? The first one, it's indigenization support to MSMEs. See, there is a list called positive indigenization list. That list is issued by the government. What does it say? This list contains around 209 items. Those items cannot be imported from the other countries. When those 209 items which are there in the list, positive indigenization list that was issued by the government, they start producing here. So what happens? There will be push for Make in India. There was an incentive, and people also start buying items from here. Right? These items, defense items listed there, are purchased locally, and it should not be imported from the other countries. That is the one thing. And another thing is outlay. The budget has been increased or allocated, especially for procuring from the domestic market. From the domestic market, there is some procurement to be done. There is some fund allocation. What is the purpose of that fund allocation? From there, to purchase items from the domestic market only. What is domestic? From the market within India, not from outside. So these, because of these two, what happens? There is internal growth. The market grows here. The production grows here. The economy grows here. That is how there is a push for the defense sector. Very important. Positive indigenization list that has been issued by the government. It consists 209 items. That number is not important. According to that list, those items have to be purchased, and they should be within India. That those items should not be imported from the other countries. That's it. The next one, they have simplified that industrial licensing. We have a number of license systems. The procedure, the process has been simplified. The ease of doing business, investment proportions, promotions, they are like no single window clearance systems. They're encouraging for investments. They are facilitating and providing easily the easy access for all the licenses, and for establishing the businesses and producing the defense items for manufacturing. So they are creating an atmosphere, an ambience which is easy to access, which is easy or where it is easy for the organizations to establish, the companies to establish and produce or manufacture the various requirements. That is another thing government indirectly is doing. Okay, there are various schemes also there, all include a specific role. And line of credit is also provided. Ministry of External Affairs, it is providing line of credit. What is line of credit? It's like no, oh, it is like in a banking also there is a that terminology. Have you heard about this line of credit? Have you heard? How many of you have heard line of credit? Guys, tell me yes or no. If you have heard, I'll go ahead with the next point. If not, I will clarify. Tell me no response. Sure. Yes or no? No. Okay. All right. See, you all heard credit card. What is credit card? You know, credit card, debit card. Credit card, debit card, we have money in the bank, we swipe, we use. Credit card, we use it, the draft limit or the limit which is there in the credit, though it's not our money, we use it. Next month, we pay. But the line of credit is where it is like there is some kind of loan. That means nowadays it has become even common here. The loan is approved, let's say 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs or 10 lakhs, some loan is approved. And you use it whenever we want. Let's say you use 2 lakhs. You start paying amount interest for that 2 lakhs. Then you will have 8 lakhs balance of, let's say 10 lakhs is the limit. You start using 3 lakhs after that or 5 lakhs. So until the 10 lakhs is over, you can use that amount. But only when you use that amount, you start repaying. And that facility, you have various types of facilities you will have. That interest only paying or interest and capital also being paid. Like that, the countries also provide line of credit to other country. So you can maybe it depends. It depends from country to country, arrangement to arrangement. Terms may vary, but in essence, the point is that let us say some ex country, let us say Vietnam wants to buy some items, or United Arab Emirates wants to buy some items, or Afghanistan, not Afghanistan, some other country wants to buy weapons. India gives line of credit, 100 crores. So until that time, they can buy. The moment they buy, they start paying the interest or interest come capital or whatever is the term or condition or agreement based on which this line of credit was signed. Again, nowadays they are using different. Sometimes they use the local, they fix the currencies. Uh, this also helps, like now, what is the currency to be followed, all these things. That will get under the static portion. You will see what is the advantages of currency fluctuation, line of credit, all the stuff we can discuss on the static portion of economy. But just understand this lines of credit. The line of credit is also provided so that it is easy for the buyer. Say you want to buy a mobile, if someone is providing for you loan 10,000 mobile every month, you buy, you pay 500, you pay in 20 installments, you can easily buy mobile. So they are boosting their sales of mobile. So as part of boosting the defense sector exports, as part of boosting economy, Indian government is providing lines of credit to various countries, especially the Department, Ministry of External Affairs is providing these lines of credit as part of promotional measure to boost the defense exports. Clear? This line of credit is not for consumer items or other items, for defense goods I'm talking about. Is this point clear? It is very simple, but the logical connecting points you must understand. Is it clear, guys? If clear, say yes. If not, say no. Type no. Clear? No. Okay. See, we are discussing how the government is supporting, boosting, or helping the defense exports increase. What is the target? To increase the defense exports. That is nothing but we want to sell our defense items. We are producing something, we want to sell that items. That is the purpose. And what the government is doing, how the government is helping for this sales is important. We are seeing how is it helping. I gave an example of mobile. A mobile company wants to sell mobiles. They want to sell mobiles. People don't have money. Let us say second wave, third wave is there, or fourth wave is there. So many don't have jobs, don't have money in their hands. They cannot buy smartphones by paying 10,000 or 20,000. What is that company is doing? It gives the loan. Let us say it is giving a line of credit. Line of credit is all the people belonging to this college, we give line of credit. What you can do, whenever you want, you buy. We have already sanctioned. Whenever you buy, you start buying, we will calculate the interest. You pay installments, 500 every month. So, if the rate is fixed at 20,000, will the sales grow? Or when these facilities are provided, easily available for the students or parents through installment of 500, in which scenario the sales will increase? Is it just fixed to 20,000 one-time payment or in installments? In which scenario, in this condition of economic crisis, in which scenario the sales will increase?
Installments.
Installments. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that means the sales company is providing a facilitating or providing, pushing the growth, boosting the growth. Clear? Like that, Ministry of External Affairs is giving lines of credit to so many countries. Okay, you buy these items, you need not pay immediately. Only when you pay, when you decide to purchase, you pay. You pay interest. You pay after some time only capital. Or this way. Like that, lines of credit. Credit.
Okay,
Not exactly
sir.
installments, but something of that sort. So they are facilitating for the growth of sales of these defense items. That means government is providing a good platform for the growth of exports of defense products. Under that, we say MEA is providing lines of credit to promote, to boost the defense exports. Is a single point which we write. Let's say for mains, or if this point is asked in prelims, you can understand and select the answer. Is this point clear? Yes or no? Tell me, guys.
Yes, sir, I understood.
Yes, all of you understood. Fine. All right. Next one. There is one offset policy. I think it was there long back. What is offset policy? OFF, offset policy. Okay, what is this policy? This policy is that when we buy some defense, obligation for the international players to boost India's domestic defense industry. Like, how do they boost? Suppose we are buying an item, how do the international players uh, support our industry? By transferring technology. Let's say we are buying one equipment. Generally, people don't transfer technology. That's very expensive. But at least small, some minimum technologies, some facilities, some infrastructures, some basic things they provide us, like units manufacturing or helping, servicing, all those things. At least through various modes, a bit of technology, a bit of mechanism, they are getting transferred to India. When they are transferred, what happens? We try to implement that in our system. When we implement that in our system, our industry grows as a whole. So because of the offset policy, what happens? This government is providing facilities for the growth of defense industry. Offset clause, offset policy you may come across. It implies that international players support, help us in whatever way possible for the growth of our defense or industry when we purchase this. However, this was also in news. See, understand, I'm giving you 2 points. There was one of the standing committees in the parliament which said, because of this offset, OFFSAT, offset clause or offset policy, our expenses are getting increased. So it is like simply giving the item and we say, no, we have this offset policy, you must give some technology or a bit of servicing ideas, all these things you must teach us or help us. Definitely the cost will go. Because of this offset policy, the budget is increasing, and they wanted to do away with that. And so the government's decided not fully completely to go away, but to a certain extent they're planning to remove completely. If not fully, at least most of the okay, for this, let us not keep offset policy. For this one, let us not keep offset policy. For other item, we will have. Like that, they want to do away with. That means they want to remove this offset policy. That is also going on. For some of them, they are going for agreements without this offset clause also. So keep those 2 ideas in mind, and whatever the current affair which comes, you take them and try to see. When you write an answer, you must keep these 2 things in mind and update your knowledge accordingly based on the question, either in prelims or mains. Based on that, based on the current affair which will come in the next 3-4 months or 5 months or 6 months, or if it is one more attempt for 1 year, keep those things in mind and prepare your answers. Is this point clear? This is little confusing maybe, but if you have understood, it's really good. Have you understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all of you? Yes, guys? Have you understood?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. If you have understood the both dimensions, this side and that side of offset policy, they wanted to support increase. And now a committee, we have standing committees and other committees, ad hoc committees for the purpose which are established with different committees. One of the standing committees read these reports and said, increasing of budget because of this clause. So they came with some recommendations. Now the government plans to do away with that. So instead of completely erasing, they're saying selectively one by one, like each thing they will be discussing and deciding whether to go for offset clause or not. Case to case, they are checking. So when it is case to case, discretion is there. Obviously, government wants to. This is analysis, it's not the fact. The government thinks, okay, why should I spend too much? I'm here for 5 years. Let me just manage or adjust, whatever. Things, the way they think changes. The budget, they want to bring down the budget, and no, they want to do the same work with less money, so remove the offset clause. People may think if it is case to case, that's how. So keep updating this way. So I am given you the both dimensions, and I think that should be more than enough if this defense related stuff comes. Okay, so we had some foreign trade policy in 2015. They're here and there just giving some touches to boost increase. Okay, and there is another proposal, defense industrial corridors. Corridors. Like no, you heard about this. Yeah, in Hyderabad we have SEZs, special economic zones. All high-tech city, so many companies together in one wall, like one compound wall, 5 companies, 10 companies. It's considered a special economic zone. Yeah, like that we have corridor east side, Chennai, Bangalore. Here are the coastal corridor, different corridors you might have read in current affairs, right? That means exclusively you will have one unit there, one unit there, one unit, all continuity. Raw items coming here, from there 200 kilometers move, another unit, all linked items related. It's like corridor. You have a veranda, like we have an organization, a building, veranda. Everything will be there,
Yes, sir.
connecting. So it's like eastern corridor, western, or like this. There are connecting points. They are planning, a proposal is there, so we don't stress so much. If that comes, if it is realized, keep that mind open to this idea. If that is there, if you pick up in the newspaper, just add it to your point. Okay, this corridor is coming, this is the name of the corridor, these are the details, this gazette, everything has come out. Then you take that point and keep it and use it as an example. Okay, even then you can just say that there is a proposal for the defense corridors. Yeah, and remember that was, I think, all these, when all these things were there, uh, ordnance factory was getting privatized. Each segment they divided all those things. That's happening. That's the current affair. You must be open to that. Just understand what is happening. What is happening to this ordnance factory, which has been under the control of government fully for so many years. Now, what is happening? Hmm? All these things. Clear? Is this point clear? If this is clear, we'll move.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll. You're talking about non-performing assets.
Yes, sir.
I will club all the some terminology in one session. Yeah, all this miscellaneous. But just as you have asked, I'll tell you, they will have a parameter.
Okay.
See, that keeps changing, so you must be open and understand that when this changes. Like if there is a loan given, see, for example, assets. What are the assets of a bank? Suppose you deposit a money in the bank, will that become an asset? it becomes a liability actually for the bank.
Yes, sir.
Bank
Exactly.
has to pay it. It has to give you. But the bank gives you loan. That is an asset for the bank.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just for your simple understanding it. Okay, non-performing asset. Just understand that they have an asset. When an asset is not performed, it is considered not performing. When do they consider that asset as non-performing? For example, in a loan, they will categorize. That keeps changing. That you must update yourselves. And that may not ask whether it is 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, that may not come unless if it is some groups exam or group 2 or some lower level exam. Civils, I don't think they will be asking that. But you must understand the concept. Suppose you are unable to pay loan for 1 or 2 or 3 months. They will be treat you under, okay, red mark, it has to be considered. Then after some time, you are not able to still pay, let's say 5 or 6 months. That is as per their records, must check that. Yeah, what is the data? It will be treated as entry to that non-performing just before that. 2 more months, then it will be pushed to non-performing assets. Yeah, this number is not correct. It has to be checked. Clear? But
Yes.
that type, what happens when it becomes non-performing asset? When this NPAs increase, see, where do they get this money? When this loan, what bank has given to you, it has taken from the liability somewhere. Someone deposited, they are taken and given here. When the NPAs increase, what happens? The strength gets reduced. The money, what they have gets reduced. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Here, people will be taking liability. See, if you go and withdraw your amount, the bank should provide you through ATM the amount, or if they go, they cannot say, I don't have money. Can the bank say so? No. And if the NPA is starting, it is not one, if it is hundreds and thousands and crores, they increase, what do they do? The bank collapses. The bank collapses. That's why there is a concept called linked to NPA, risk weighted, credit worthiness, risk weighted, capital risk weighted assets ratios, capital adequacy ratios, risk weighted adequacy, all these terminologies, concepts. Why? What do they tell us? That means, what is your risk? How much is the risk? What is their capital? What is the ratio? Understand how much you have, how much you can lend a loan. Because of these factors, there are so many other factors, because of which they say, okay, this much capital should be there when you give this much risk. That is the ratio. That is the reason Reserve Bank and guidelines, they stipulate this much should be there. This is the ratio. Those numbers will be there. We'll have to cross check. This is the risk-weighted average or ratio. If you go through this economy aspect, you will find all this. Why? Otherwise, if you cross that limit, your NPS may get increased and automatically it gets collapsed. Understand? Have you heard subprime losses sometime 15, 17 years back? Subprime losses that impacted the economy across the globe. In the West, they have given loans, that mortgage, home
Yes,
loans,
sir.
in simple
Yes, sir.
terms. People started hiring, all took loans, even left and right without this calculating. And the bubble burst. Like, see, the rates have gone up so high. Each building 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crores, like that they have taken, they are giving. They used to analyze, okay, this building is 1 crore value, 2 crores value, 3 crores. All have given the loan they have taken from different banks in the economy. So much is there. But what happened after that? Suddenly the rates started falling. The actual rates were not that much. The rates have come down to 2 crores has come down to 1 crore or 1.5 crore. 5 crores has come down to 2 crores or 3 crores. The home loan is about 4, let us say on 5 crores item, home loan is 4 crores. The value is now 2 crores only because so many houses are available. What happens? This guy says, I am not going to pay the loan. Do whatever you want. What will they do? They will take the asset. They take the asset and they try to sell. How much will they get? Not more than 2 crores.
Yes, sir.
So what is the loss for the bank?
3 crore.
2 crores. Let's say if he has paid some half a crore, 1.5 crore. Like that, it is not just one case. Complete economy in the United States, UK, all those places, this subprime losses. This word was in use, subprime losses, and way back 2005, 7, 8, 2007, 2008. Subprime losses. Economies got collapsed because the money is not there in the economy. All the money, they said, the economy gets upset. NPS increase. What is the reason for the NPA increase? Subprime losses. Because they have not assessed the risk properly. They did not assess the risk properly while lending these subprime or mortgages. Yeah, things will come, but in India, unfortunately, they lend only to Malyas, Adanis, Ambanis. For poor people, these guys don't lend so well. That is. Hmm?
Yes, sir. Recently happened, sir. 20,000 crore scam recently. Somewhere in use.
Yes, it all happens in India. Only big shots are able to get the amounts.
Yes, sir. With the
So it
political
is.
interference.
Unfortunately, India will be why fundamentals will be strong because poor people's lending capacity will be so low. So these kind of subprime losses, mortgage bubbles may not, but nowadays it may because people here in Hyderabad, if one wants to buy a house, they're saying 1 crore, 1.5 crore, 2 crores, 4 walls they are giving for 1.5 crore in apartments. I don't know what is their criteria. Okay, guys, too much. Okay. Anyway, any other doubts or clarifications? Yeah. Any doubt? Any clarification? Yes. This is current affairs. Okay. This is current affairs. The topic which we are discussing is current affairs. All right.
Sir, what is the issue of the Ukraine, sir?
Which one?
Exactly. The issue of the Ukraine and Russia recently.
Yeah, Ukraine. That's what Ukraine crisis. Actually, generally, it is good if we discuss after the episode. But if you are interested, I will just give you a
Plans.
brief idea. Ukrainian crisis.
Sir, what is the exact reason for this war, sir? We are not
See,
getting the exact source on the internet to understand it.
okay,
The terminology is quite difficult, hard.
okay. See, Ukraine was part of USSR.
Okay, okay.
What is the full form of USSR?
United Socialist Sovereign Republic.
Yes. USSR. Anyone? Okay,
United
guys. This
Sovereign Socialist Republic.
this will be a homework. You just get. It was a socialist republic earlier. So it was like see, we have states together. We are a country. This United Soviet Socialist Republic is a combination of these various countries. Understand? This include even Ukraine. This includes Ukraine, Belarus, and various other countries. So many countries were part of this united Russia. Clear?
Yes, sir.
In 90s, what happened? Uh, they broke into all separate countries.
Okay.
Clear? And that's a bit of history. That's one thing. And what happened afterwards is a separate story. They had connections. Each country was part of Russia, that federation, and they became separate countries. And this country called Ukraine was also part. And for example, see, if it is, I cannot compare it with Jammu Kashmir issue, but just for you to understand, see, when there is a border, when the border is there, you will have two sets of people. See, in the border, a border between Pakistan and India, that border place, or let us say India and Bangladesh, the border place, you have Indians and Bangladeshis. When the
Yes.
formation takes place, country, some Bangladeshis come this side, this way, some Indians may be that side, and they grow. They will be part of Bangladeshi. Those who were this side, they'll be part of India.
Yes, sir.
Like that, the growth will be. And they go on, they go on. After one or two generations, they will completely become Indian. They will completely become Bangladeshis. Like the things will go. Here, this Ukraine border, Russia, in Ukraine, this side, border touching Russia, there are more Russians. They are living in Ukraine, but they are Russians. Like no, see, the
Like Kashmir, sir.
complete Ukraine was part of Russia, but ethnicity, the descendants.
The I
See, for example, see, North Indians are different, South Indians are different. When you see appearance, whatever, the culture, everything. But still, we are a country.
Yes, sir.
In Ukraine, this side, which is close to Russia, that area where basically no, major or big percentage of people they belong to Russia.
Okay, okay.
In the sense, Russian culture, Russian ethnicity, all style similar to like Bangladeshi,
West Bengal.
the West Bengal, how the culture is
Yes, sir.
more or less related in West Bengal and Bangladesh, something of that sort. People who are living this side, it's like our Sri Lanka, like Tamil
Yes, sir.
Nadu,
Tamil Nadu, Sri Lanka.
the north Sri Lanka or that side closer to India, the impact of Tamils is more. Yeah, their
Yes.
ethnicity, their culture, it is more to do with Tamils. Further, it will be more of a Sri Lankan, Sinhalese, that kind of. That is the backdrop which you must understand. Clear? That's one thing. That is there. And this episode began in 2000. Of course, the history goes back to so many people say it is for oil reserves, the stuff, or some for culture, all these things. But historically, if you look at it, in 2003, I think there was one president called, it was Yanukovych, Viktor Yanukovych. He was the then president of Ukraine. He was pro-Russian. That means he was in line with Russia. That means he had a good relation with Russian leaders and Russian president. He did not sign Article of Association with the European Union. What does it see? The countries were joining in European Union, and he didn't want to join that European Union. You know what is EU, European Union, right?
Yes, sir.
All the European countries together, they form European Union. So these countries, he decided not to sign, not to join European Union, because that president was very close to US presidents, or he had good relation with them. So what happened? This side, not the side which is close to Russia, the other side, a major part, their protests against this decision. They wanted to associate themselves with the European Union. In the country, everywhere, there were a lot of protests happening.
Yes.
So they wanted to be part of this European Union. That was one of the battle. So what happened the next year? This protest continued in 2014. This Viktor Yanukovych president, he was impeached. You know what is impeachment? We also have that impeachment procedure.
Yes, sir. Removal.
Okay, kick him out from the position.
Yes, sir.
So Kyiv, he fled Kyiv. Kyiv is the capital place. He was removed and he went out. So this situation made Russia very angry. Then there is one thing called Crimea, Crimea, that peninsula, a small area. At that time, Russia, what did Russia do? Because they elected another president, they occupied this place called Crimea. So there also, most of them had Russian loyalties. They were favorable to Russia, but it was part of Ukraine. So Russia occupied this Crimea in 2014 after this episode of removal of Viktor Yanukovych. That happened. Then see, things were going on here and there. From there on, there were pro-Russian groups or pro-Russian separatists, separate group. They were associated with Russia, these pro-Russian groups in Donetsk. Now, where the problem is, the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, they declared themselves independent. Those places, yeah, they were pro-Russian. They said, okay, we are with Russia, and then yeah, something of that sort. Is not exactly, but okay, we can if you
Similar,
want it, yeah,
similar.
something of that sort. But there are those minute changes, but for your understanding, you can say, okay, that's fine. Yeah. And then what happened? These Donetsk and Luhansk, they were the main reasons which were in the news for quite some time. Okay, before the troops entered Kiev. Yeah, that happened. Uh, Whenever Russia does these kind of things, European Union, United States, all these countries, what do they do? They impose sanctions. Whenever these things happen, not just for Russia, all the other countries also, they keep on imposing sanctions, various sanctions at various levels from 2014 onwards. Yeah, and they try to make some peace protocols, like it's known as the Minsk protocol, protocol 1, protocol 2. They wanted to maintain peace, all those blah blah, everything went, yeah, but the situation was not really, no, things did not. One second. Hello. Yes. No, 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 for 10 minutes silence. Okay. So things were going on like that. These were not very effective. All these protocols, all those rules, all those regulations. I think then so many other things. Then came the commercial interest. It is not one. We cannot say just one factor. Ethnic, culture, linguistic. Then comes another, like, in international terminology, sphere of influence. See, it is in between European Union and Russia and the sphere of influence. What is sphere of influence? Like a zone. See, some countries are influenced by the United States of America. Some countries are influenced by Russia. See, Russia had good influence on some of the countries which were part of the federation. When they were, even after their removal, it has got some influence. So Ukraine, in fact, I read news 2 3 days back. This guy, North Korean president, North Korea, I think. All this war is because of United States. He was saying some comment he was passing on. Uh, Although I don't know where it was, whether it was a thoughtful comment or what was the comment. Sometimes, see, United States wanted the influence over this one,
Yes, sir.
Ukraine. This didn't want to lose influence. No, influence, the sphere of influence is another factor. It's like various theories, various allegations, various proposals. No, but the fact of the matter is they had the linguist, like culturally, they had problems. It was part of it, and then it is like, no, as we all know, for the trade, for oil resources, natural resources, all these things will be other reasons for which they are waging a war. And another factor, the sphere of influence, they want control, they want their control, US control or this control, and all the things. And unfortunately, even US, I don't think they will help very much this Ukraine. They were saying, see, what is NATO? Yeah, what is NATO?
Sir, I think it's like a CRPF in our country. Wherever there is a conflict, they will reach out there.
Yeah, but is it one countries?
No, sir.
It's a treaty, not the
Yes, sir.
Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Yes,
They
sir.
protect whoever is part of their organization, like uh, whichever country enters, they try to protect them.
Member countries. Yeah, yes, sir.
Member countries together, because in the European Union, all those countries are very small.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though they have technology, they will not have the personnel, they will not have the army of that sort to fight
The human
against.
part. Yes, sir.
So together they can have a solid, strong army, so they can protect themselves. Though the United States says they will say they will help Ukraine, and see, Ukraine wanted to join NATO, and Russia was not in favor of that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
but United States was saying, okay, you must join. They have, that being an independent country, they have every right to be part of this NATO. But
Yes, sir.
although they say so, at the heart, I don't think United States wanted Ukraine to be part of NATO, because
Yes.
these people knew this situation. See, already the United States faces the problem of what you say, uh, Afghanistan war, Iraq war.
Yes, sir.
They said they quietly retreated. Afghanistan, they wanted to do so many things, they did nothing, they came out.
Yeah.
Iraq, they said all this nuclear, they couldn't trace out, they came back. They lost so many soldiers, they lost so much of wealth, and American taxpayers started questioning, why should we worry about the other people? Why should we pay for them? When the other country is struggling, why should we pay for them?
Yes, sir. And this time
Why
Russia
should
is
we
the
worry
opponent.
about? Why should we worry about Iraq? Why should we worry about Afghanistan? What is it? Why should I pay my tax for someone else? Why should I should lose my son, my husband, my brother, my sister in the war for another country? Why the hell are you worried about? That is the attitude of an American taxpayer nowadays. That is the reason slowly they retreated all the forces. When Trump was there, he maintained a good relation with Russia, these people like this. He was that attitude, business attitude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these things were there. So America, the United States of America knew Russia would attack at any point in time. If the Russia attacks, if these people go, American citizens will question, why are you worried about that?
Yeah, then there will be the
They
third
have
world war.
to invest their wealth, their tax amount, their soldiers, all these things. Why are you? You do your job. See, China is rising. There are some countries rising economically, powerfully. Let's worry about our economy, our business, our profit, our life. Why are you so much worried? That's why in international arena, China is coming up, but people don't trust China as they trust America. America is something, they have some sort of trust, which no other country can replace at this point in time.
Yes, sir.
But American citizens are not in favor of that. They want first to worry about themselves. That's the trend. So, though they say technically they have every right to join NATO, but it doesn't want Ukraine to be part of it. It is part, if there is a Russia, and if they wage war, they come war. If some countries join this side, some countries join the other side, it may lead to world war, another world war. It will be a problem. So no one is interested in world war. Yeah, we are already struggling with crisis and all the other stuff. I don't think even the Americans are interested in the world war, because it affects a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So that is the reason, these are the dynamics, but this is international paper. In mains paper, you require international relations, affairs, all these points. Of course, it's
Yes.
not wasted. Whatever I shared, I don't think this is a waste of time. It will be of help in your international relations paper. But be open and try to understand various concepts. Yeah. Uh, is I think, see, whether current affairs I cannot complete, we will not complete. I said only tip of the iceberg. Uh, So you just have to understand, study by yourselves. I don't know, I think they said 5 sessions. 5 sessions are over, right? 5 or 4 sessions. My current affairs. Anyone can remember? Can anyone remember? I don't know if there is while they
No, sir.
whatever. Fine. Anyway, guys, 5 over. But fine. This is disclaimer. This is not everything, and this is not even something. It is just a beginning. You have to work hard, and wish you good luck. Work hard, right, guys? Yeah. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Sir, what is the role of India in this crisis, sir?
India,
Will India,
India
will
is
India make
stuck
an influence
between
in
the
that?
Russia and let us see. We have to see because it is not that easy. That's why we call it as an international problem. We don't call it as what you say normal problem. It's an international problem. It's not
Yes,
that easy to find a solution.
yes,
We
sir.
cannot completely go with Russia. We cannot go completely with America. If we go with America, we have this BrahMos, we have P400, we have other
Yes.
transactions. That will be a problem.
It
If
will
we
be
go
neutral enough.
completely with Russia, see, we need to stand. Tomorrow, if China comes and attacks us, that side
Yes.
and that side, we need to have supporters. So this is all a lot of dynamics. It is
We
not
need to be balanced, sir.
we cannot just in single statement. If give, then international think tanks sitting there, we should give them respect. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes, sir.
right, guys. Good luck. Thank you. Right.
Okay, thank you, sir.